Hey everyone, thanks for coming to this week's update. I hope that you are enjoying this amazing holiday season and that you're not getting caught up in the craziness which it can sometimes invite. I'll keep this update as short and as sweet as I possibly can, but there are some things that I do want to make sure that I continue to communicate to you guys. So please write this down, put it in your phone, make it a mental note, because it's some important stuff that I'd hate for you and your children to miss on. This Wednesday night we're having our annual Christmas party. It's going to start at 6:15 and go to 7:30. We try to keep that super simple. We just try to make it a night of fun and fellowship. We are encouraging students to bring a dish to share, and when I say that, I don't mean like bringing a turkey and ham and all the dressings, which I don't think anybody would complain about. But what we're just saying is something small like finger foods. In all honesty, if all we had was sweets, I don't think a single person would complain about that. And so, but we would, at the end of the day, we would much rather just have the students there than anything else. And so we would love for your child or your children to be a part of that this Wednesday night starting at 6:15. This upcoming Sunday is the last Sunday that our small groups are meeting before Christmas. So I'll get into more about that in just a few minutes. But I do know that some of the student ministry small groups have talked about doing a breakfast in their small group together. So you definitely want to follow up with your child to see if that's something that's taking place. I do know that the early small group at 8 and the late small group at 11 is also talking about doing a breakfast. So just follow up with your child to see if their small group leader has talked about that at all. Because I hate for you guys to be caught off guard at the last minute and feel obligated to do something that you guys, if you'd known about earlier, you could have planned and prepared for. So just trying to be sensitive to you guys. Next Wednesday night, there's no children or student ministry activities here on campus, but we are having a joined family service in the sanctuary, and that starts at 6:15, and it'll be a great opportunity for us as a church family to worship together, focused on the birth of our Lord. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some of our students are also going to help lead a couple songs in worship. So it's going to be a great time for us to be together as a church family. The following Sunday, which is the 24th, we're changing up our worship times just a little bit because we want to be sensitive to you guys, because we know that the holidays mean family time and you're getting to see people that you've not seen in a long time, and we want to be sensitive to that. So what we've done is we have decided to only offer 2 services that morning with no small groups. So we're going to be meeting at 8:30 and at 10 o'clock that Sunday morning, and there will be no small groups that during the morning worship hours. Okay, and so that gives you guys plenty of time to go spend time with your family, to enjoy the holiday season together, but also get an opportunity to worship your Lord with your church family together. So that's kind of the pre-Christmas stuff, but when it comes to post-Christmas, there are a couple things, so just bear with me because I do want to highlight them. The lock-in is the last day of the year. It's January 31st. It begins at 8 p.m. and ends at 7 a.m. And basically that night is going to consist of tons of group team games, and at midnight we're going to have worship together up in the sanctuary. And so it's going to be a time where everything takes place in the fellowship hall minus the worship service, and then we're just going to try to survive a little bit together. We're asking that students bring $5 just to offset the costs of some of the supplies that we have to get to take care of these kinds of things. And so, but if that's a problem, contact me and we can talk through that a little bit. But that's the lock-in. The beginning of the year, January 3rd, that is our very first ever parent forum. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a time for me and you all to sit down together and just to encourage one another. It's not going to be a meeting per se, but it's going to be a time of equipping and training and encouragement, and I hope that you'll plan to be there and be a part of that. While I'm doing that on that Wednesday night, we're looking at Randy Richardson leading the student ministry that night. So I'm really excited about that. Wished I could be a part of that, but he'll do a great job, and I'm really thankful for him. But other than that, the Friends and Family Day on January 7th, that's something our church is pushing church-wide. We're encouraging everyone to invite, whether it's a family, a friend, someone that you know that's unchurched, encouraging them to be a part of worship service that morning. The objective is not to fill the seats to see how many people we can get in the building. That's the last thing that we're trying to do. We don't have enough space as it is, but what we are wanting to communicate into the hearts and the minds of our people is to constantly be missionally minded about engaging people with the gospel. Ideally, we would want you to share the gospel and lead them to Christ rather than just inviting them to church. But we want to give you a way to do that in the most simplistic way possible. So that's all I've got for this week and the upcoming weeks. It's going to get crazy. We've got Crossroads Winter Conference coming up in January. We've got all kinds of stuff, including snow that's going to be coming up on the horizon. So always be tuned in to the app, to the website, to all the social media platforms, because we'll be keeping you guys updated the best that we can. But for now, hope you have a great week. Hope that you continue to have a Merry Christmas season, and that God will continue just to shine on you and bless you.